Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are finishing up Copper Sun chapter 37. So this is 37 part 2. We're just going to jump right into it. Fiona nodded. My father brought us to this country for freedom, but he died doing it. My Patrick works hard for our freedom, and still death found us. Hope and dreams are all any of us have left. She wiped away a tear. Again, Amari wondered how a slave owner could speak so strongly about freedom. How far is Spanish territory? Polly asked after a moment's silence. I do not rightly know, but it's too far to walk. I'm giving you all this wagon last, she said to Polly. What will your husband say? Polly asked in alarm. I'll tell him thieves came in and took it while he was out hunting, Fiona replied with a laugh. Serves him right for staying away for so long. I'll tell him they took off heading north. I know the horse is valuable, Polly added. We are grateful. She reached into the sack that Dr. Hoskins had given them, looked briefly at Amari as if to make sure she agreed, then offered Fiona the coins. Thank you, ma'am. You be so kind, Amari added quietly. Fiona quietly tucked the coins into one of her large pockets. Big Brownie is old and about to die. Better to die on a journey than in a barn, I say. He may get you where you need to go. Tidbit ran to her and hugged her. You nice like my mama. Soft like my mama. Fiona nodded and her eyes welled up. You children get going. may the good Lord take a liking to you, but not too soon. Here's a bit of food, oranges and biscuits, and a little salt pork. She lifted the bundle and put it beneath the wagon seat. Thank you for everything, Miss Fiona, Polly said. Should we travel on the main road? Hey, you drive the wagon last. Can you pretend to be a mistress? Polly hesitated. Yes, ma'am, I think I can do that. If anyone stops you, tell them these two are your slaves. You think there is danger, hide them under the straw. Polly nodded. Travel by night to follow the road south. I've never been that far, but I hear tell that it goes straight through Georgia Colony to the end of the world, Spanish territory. They climbed into the small wagon, Polly holding the reins of the old horse, Amari sitting next to her on the seat. Tidbit sat in the back on the hay. Dusk was approaching. May your feet bring you where your heart is. Good speed, Fiona called as they waved. Good speed. Amari looked back once for Bessa, but he did not appear. She shed no tears. Bessa was now a memory, tucked away with all the rest of the things she had lost. The hush puppy bounded into the back of the wagon, into Tidbit's arms, just as they pulled into the road. The moon shone brightly that night, and Amari decided it was lighting a path to her future. So, quick video. I had to finish up with chapter 37. So I apologize for that. I also apologize for my accents. Fiona's Irish accent is pretty thick and strong, and it's sometimes hard for me to get out of that gear and go back into someone else's accent. Like, it was hard. Bessa had a deep Irish accent a couple times, so I apologize for that. But, I ain't a real actor. I'm just doing this to have a little more fun. But as we see, we finally can see that Amari does run back into Bessa. We see how much Bessa has changed. Bessa, it appears, was very defiant, being put into slavery. In some videos, you may see a lot of slave owners back in the day liked having slaves who were born into slavery, because when you go to Africa to bring slaves over, a lot of them were defiant. A lot of them did fight it, because a lot of times you were bringing over people who were, 14, 15 or older, 12. You had all those years where, they were free, living their life, and all of a sudden now they got thrown into this situation. So a lot of times you would have people who were pretty defiant. And unfortunately, Bessa got the worst end of the stick. He escaped several times, as he said. Because of that, you could tell he was tortured. His eye, he's blind in that eye now. He's been shot. And again, this is in 1700s, so doctors and surgeries, things of that nature aren't as well done as they are now. So he's in a lot of pain. It looks like he's always in constant pain, just because of just his defiance of trying to fight it. And it got to the point where he just realized that he couldn't escape, like he couldn't be free. And it just took a toll on him. And as Amari sees, he's not the same Bessa. He doesn't have that hope and dream and strength that he had when he was over in Ziavi. And even though Amari is headed towards freedom, she's journeyed a long way. Bess was like, nah, it's like, there's no way you could be free. Like, we're in a land full of slaves. There's no way you could make it to this mythical place. That hurt Amari a lot. So, and then with Fiona, who is another white person who they meet, who I won't say that she's the same as Nathan or even the doctor. These two males had clear-cut ideas where, it's wrong to be, it's wrong to have slavery. You shouldn't have slavery. I don't like it, but there's really nothing I can really do about it unless some help people here and there. Fiona is a little bit different. Like, maybe she disagrees with slavery, but not to the point where she wants it to end. So she sees somebody free, and if she can help them at that time, like, she won't go out of her way, like, say if her husband's around, she's like, I don't want that type of smoke. But if they're by themselves and the stars line up the right way, yeah, sure, I'll help somebody. But this is one of those things where she benefits from slavery, so she won't try to end the institution. But there's a slave here or there, she doesn't mind helping them. So she makes a statement where she says, "Oh, our slaves like it here. We treat our slaves nice." That's a talking point. I have a lot of friends, not a lot of friends, but I have a few friends here and there who will talk about older presidents and how, oh yeah, they treat their slaves really nice and they did this, that, and other. And when you think about it, it seems like, oh yeah, well, that's a good thing to say. Like, you're still enslaving somebody. Like, you're still holding someone against their will, forcing them to do things that they may not want to do just to benefit you, so you get benefited out of it. You're still not paying these people. You're still not giving them health care. You know what I'm saying? You're still not giving them any type of job security or anything. You may sell the family or one or two people of the family at any given moment, so you don't beat them. And you may still beat them but not beat them that often, because as Fiona looks and she's like, oh, you must have been really disobedient to get whooped like that. Like, there's no reason to beat a human being the way Amari got beaten. Like, there's no reason to beat a human being at all. And Amari got beat really bad. She's like, oh, you must have been really disobedient. Like, Fiona can't comprehend that slavery is 120% wrong. And maybe that's because they haven't been slave owners as bad as Mr. Derby. That doesn't mean slavery still wasn't bad. Like, slaves still got beat, still couldn't do what they wanted to do. So that's why Amari's saying, like, how can you, just go along with this and talk about freedom? And this is where, you have people, there's always a talk point about people from Ireland coming over. A lot of times people from Ireland were indentured slaves. A lot of times they were looked down on. They were discriminated against. There's no question about that when they first came over. When people tried to do a false equivalence with slavery and Irish people, or have a false idea or the false talking point about Irish slaves and things like that. Like, no, Irish people could come over. They could own slaves if they were in the right situation here and there. So yeah, they were discriminated against, but they didn't have it like Fiona did not have it as bad as Amari. Like, she might have been around Polly's level, but it seems like she even had it a little bit better than Polly and Nathan, but she didn't have it as bad as Amari. So just one of those things to kind of look at and keep, be aware of. But that ends chapter 37. Sorry for that quick video right there, and I'll see you on the next one.